Welcome to another deep dive, and today we're diving headfirst into the world of Indian cinema.
Right.
We've got a stack of articles here covering everything from upcoming releases, box office showdowns, even a legal controversy, and a little blast from the past, too.
Right.
Our mission is to get you up to speed on all the buzz and maybe offer some insights that go beyond just the headlines.
Sounds like a plan. There's certainly plenty to talk about, especially with some of these major developments.
Okay, well, let's kick things off with a collaboration that could completely redefine the term blockbuster.
Okay.
Ajay-Salman, our very own Singham, joining forces with Salman Khan, the one and only Chulbul Pandey, in Mission Singham Chulbul.
Yeah.
And this is huge EE. What's your take on this potential cinematic explosion?
Well, you know, it's fascinating to even think about the sheer scale of this project.
Yeah.
Both Singham and Chulbul Pandey.
Right.
They each have their own massive and incredibly dedicated fan bases.
Right.
Individually, they've been part of some of the biggest hits in Indian cinema history.
For sure.
But when you put them together, you're talking about tapping into an audience that spans generations and geographical boundaries. This has the potential to be a record-shattering event.
It's not just the domestic market, though, right?
No, not at all.
Think about the global appeal.
Exactly. Both Divyan Khan, they have international followings as well.
Yeah.
And action comedies, especially with that kind of unique cultural flavor, they're doing incredibly well overseas.
Right.
This film has the potential to truly break down language barriers and become a global phenomenon.
And this feels like the perfect opportunity to kind of delve deeper into that idea of cinematic universes in Indian cinema, which we've been seeing more and more of lately.
Absolutely. Mission Singham Chulbul could be a pivotal moment in establishing a world where these characters cross over, storylines can intertwine, and the possibilities for future films.
Oh, yeah.
They just become endless. Think about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but with the energy and that storytelling style that's so distinct to Indian cinema. That's an exciting thought.
It's mind-blowing. On the one hand, you've got these potential blockbusters aiming for global domination.
Right.
But then you've got initiatives trying to bring audiences back to theaters in a completely different way. Like Cinema Lovers Day.
Yeah.
Coming back November 29th. Tell me more about this. What's the strategy behind something like this?
Well, with streaming services, it's so easy to watch movies at home these days.
Yeah.
The theater experience has to offer something special. Cinema Lovers Day does that.
Okay.
It makes it much more affordable to see a movie on the big screen.
Yeah.
It brings back that sense of community, that shared experience that you just can't get at home.
Absolutely. And it's a great time to do it, too.
Yeah.
We've got some major releases lined up around that date.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Moana 2, which is sure to be a family favorite.
Of course.
And then there's the Sabarmati Report, which sounds really interesting.
And don't forget the re-release of Kalhu Naho.
Oh, that's right.
That's going to pull at the heartstrings of a lot of viewers.
For sure.
It's a smart strategy to combine those big new releases with ongoing hits and a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's going to bring audiences back to the theaters.
Speaking of Kalhu Naho, it's actually on track to match its original box office record.
Really?
Which is incredible for a film that came out over 20 years ago.
Wow, that's impressive.
It really speaks to the power of good storytelling.
It does. Kalhu Naho, it touched upon some really universal themes.
Yeah.
Love, loss, the importance of living life to the fullest. It's a film that continues to resonate with audiences across generations.
It goes to show that a well-crafted story can truly stand the test of time.
For sure.
Now, shifting gears a bit, there's a legal situation that has everyone talking.
Okay.
Filmmaker Ram Gopal Varma and his alleged sharing of offensive images online.
Right.
Now, the interesting thing here isn't the content itself, but how this case is actually being handled. Can you elaborate on that?
What's fascinating is that Varma has chosen to cooperate with the police investigation entirely digitally.
Okay.
This is where the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita, or BNSS, comes into play.
Can you give us a quick rundown of the BNSS for those who aren't familiar?
Sure. It's basically a new law in India that allows certain legal processes to be conducted online instead of requiring physical presence.
Interesting.
So in Varma's case, this means he's providing evidence and communicating remotely.
Got it.
It's a pretty significant example of how technology is changing legal procedures.
It makes you wonder what kind of precedent does this set for future cases, especially as online disputes become more common?
Absolutely. Wow. It's a valid question.
Yeah.
We're in a digital age, And the legal system has to evolve to reflect that.
Right.
Varma's case, it could really pave the way for a more streamlined, technology-driven approach to handling certain legal matters.
All right, well, let's move on to some later news. Renowned producer Kumar Mangat Pathak recently celebrated his birthday with a pretty grand event. The inauguration of Panorama Studios' brand new office.
Nice.
Yeah.
And fitting that Ajay Devine was there to celebrate with him. They've had such a long and successful partnership.
Yeah.
Built on a lot of mutual respect and a shared vision for pushing the boundaries of Indian cinema.
So what kind of statement do you think Panorama Studios is making with this new office, especially considering today's industry landscape?
It's definitely a bold move.
Yeah.
In a world where content creation is becoming increasingly global and decentralized, this new office represents a real commitment to investing in the future of Indian storytelling. It's going to be a hub for creativity, collaboration, and innovation. And it's a sign that they want to stay at the forefront of the entertainment industry.
It's a statement that really speaks volumes about their confidence and their vision for the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really does.
Speaking of confidence and vision, let's talk about box office battles.
Okay.
Singham again is doing really well right now.
But it's got a tough challenge ahead if it wants to break the all-time record for cop films.
It really does.
Yeah.
It shows how competitive this genre has become in Indian cinema.
Yeah.
Singham again needs to bring in another 56.08 crore to reach that top spot.
Wow.
That's a big hurdle, even with such strong branding and those big stars.
That's like selling out a massive stadium multiple times over.
Yeah.
What are the key factors that'll determine if it can reach that milestone?
Well, marketing and distribution are huge.
Of course.
Reaching a wider audience, both here in India and internationally, that's really important.
Right.
Positive word of mouth is crucial, too.
Yeah.
You know, if audiences love it, they'll tell their friends and family. That kind of organic buzz can be so powerful.
And we can't forget the power of a good franchise.
Absolutely.
Singham, again, is part of Rohit Shetty's cop universe, which already has a huge fan base.
Right.
Those fans have high expectations.
They do. The film has to deliver on those expectations.
Yeah.
But it also needs to offer something new and fresh.
Yeah.
It has to strike that balance between honoring the legacy, but still carving out its own unique space.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Bhool Bhulaiya 3 is absolutely crushing it at the box office.
Oh, yeah.
Proving that horror comedy is a genre that really resonates with audiences.
It's a great mix.
Yeah.
It's shattered Kartik Aaryan's previous box office records,
Wow.
surpassing them by a massive 90 crore.
That's incredible.
It's a clear sign that audiences are hungry for those unique blends of genres.
Yeah.
And Bhool Bhulaiya 3, it really delivers.
It does. It's that clever combination of chills and laughs.
Yeah.
And audiences just can't get enough of it.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
It's a perfect example of how exploring those less conventional genres can pay off big time.
Absolutely.
And it really strengthens Kartik Aaryan's position as a bankable star, someone who can carry a film.
Right.
He's become so associated with this franchise.
For sure.
And his performance has been praised for its comedic timing and his ability to bring that certain charm even to those eerie moments.
It's really interesting to see how different films are finding their own paths to success.
Yeah, it is.
Now, for a film that's making history, Amaran is very close to becoming the highest-grossing Indian war film of all time.
Wow.
What do you think has contributed to its amazing performance?
Well, Amaran has really captivated audiences.
Yeah.
With a compelling story, those stunning visuals.
Right.
And of course, Sivakarthikeyan's powerful performance. He brings a certain intensity and vulnerability to the role that has really resonated with viewers. It's been praised for its realistic portrayal of war.
Yeah.
While still highlighting those themes of courage and sacrifice.
Right.
And the resilience of the human spirit.
It's a powerful combination.
It is.
It shows that Indian audiences are looking for more than just spectacle in their films.
I think so.
They're looking for substance, for stories that challenge them and move them.
Right.
Stories that stay with them long after the credits roll.
It's about connecting with the audience on an emotional level.
Yeah.
Making them feel something real and relatable.
Absolutely.
And Amaran, it has done that.
For sure.
With its powerful story and its stunning visuals.
And now let's talk about the film that everyone's waiting for. Pushpa 2. The Rule.
Oh,
Pushpa The Rise was a global phenomenon.
It was.
And expectations are sky high for the sequel.
Of course.
I think it's safe to say that the pressure is on to try and recreate that magic.
Yeah. Do you think Pushpa 2 should try to follow the same formula? Or should it go for something different?
That's a good question. While replicating the success of the first film might seem like the safest bet, it could also be limiting.
Right.
Pushpa 2 has a real chance to build upon what the first film established and also explore some new territory.
Absolutely. It's a tough balance, though.
It is.
Fans love the characters, the world, the energy of the first film.
Right.
But they also want to be surprised.
Yeah.
They want to be taken on a new journey.
Exactly. The key is to stay true to what made Pushpa so special, while also evolving the story, the characters, and the themes.
Yeah, maybe the sequel could dive deeper into the characters' emotional journeys.
Right.
Or explore the consequences of their actions in a more nuanced way.
The release date's coming up fast, November 30th.
Wow.
That opening day performance is going to be crucial.
Oh, it is.
It'll really set the tone for the film's overall success.
There's no doubt that opening weekend will be a big indicator.
Yeah.
But the film's longevity will ultimately come down to its ability to really connect with audiences on a deeper level.
Right.
It needs to offer more than just hype and spectacle.
It needs a story that resonates.
Yes.
Characters we actually care about, and a world that we want to keep coming back to.
Speaking of revisiting, we've covered a lot in this deep dive.
We have.
From potential blockbusters to those box office challenges,
right,
legal precedents, and the enduring power of classic storytelling. It's clear that the Indian film industry is constantly changing.
It really is.
But what stood out to you the most so far?
Yeah, what's really piqued your interest?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
What trends are you noticing?
What films are you excited to see?
And most importantly, what do you think the future holds for this incredible and ever-evolving industry?
Share your insights with us.
And we'll be back in just a bit to wrap things up with some final thoughts. All right, we're back for the final act of our Indian film industry deep dive.
Okay.
We've covered box office numbers, potential blockbusters, even some legal stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing has really stood out to me as we've talked about these different things.
With that?
The audience.
Oh, absolutely.
You, the moviegoers, the fans, the critics. You're the driving force behind it all.
That's the truth.
Your tastes are changing, your expectations are evolving,
right,
and the industry's having to respond in some pretty fascinating ways.
It's definitely an interesting time.
What worked a decade ago might not work today.
No, not at all.
Audiences are exposed to this global landscape of cinema now. They're more discerning, and they're looking for experiences that really speak to them.
And let's not forget streaming platforms.
Oh, yeah.
They've changed everything.
Absolutely. The way we consume content has been totally transformed.
It really has.
It begs the question, what does all this mean for the future of Indian cinema?
Well, I think it means that filmmakers need to think bigger, be bolder, and constantly push those creative boundaries.
Yeah.
They need to find new and innovative ways to tell stories.
Right.
Stories that captivate audiences, whether it's on the big screen or on a mobile phone.
It's not just about spectacle anymore. It's not about chasing trends.
It's about those narratives that move us, characters that we connect with, worlds that we can truly get lost in.
And understanding that audience.
Yeah.
Really taking the time to figure out what they crave.
Right.
And then exceeding their expectations.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as you keep exploring the exciting world of Indian cinema, whether you're seeing a new release, revisiting a classic, or discovering a hidden gem.
Absolutely.
Just remember, your voice matters. Your choices, they shape the future of this incredible art form.
They really do. Be discerning, be vocal.
Yeah.
And most importantly, keep that passion for cinema alive.
Beautifully said. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Indian film.
Me too.
Until next time, keep watching, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep those conversations going.